Hello there. We're talking today about sustaining your new high vibration. So have you ever had a huge raise in your vibration, say from, a training, like a Reiki training, or an energy clearing session, or even a sound healing, and you really felt your vibration really take a woo? And you're like, and then you go back into your life and you're like, what happened? And it just kind of plummets. You're like, why didn't it stay? So today I'm talking about how to sustain that. Hello, beautiful people. We are gonna dive deep so we can rise high today. And rise high, I mean, keep our vibration high. First, we kind of get into the mechanics of it. Why isn't our new high vibration being sustained? Well, I've had some experience with this, and actually very recently, this past weekend, I was at a weekend energy training. In the past, I've become a Holy Fire Reiki Master and Holy Fire Karuna Reiki Master, a yoga therapist, a yoga teacher, access bars facilitator, and I've done lots of classes that I got this huge boost in my vibration. And sometimes only to come home and be triggered by family and being a mom, only to just feel it spiral down. So how do we really sustain the high vibration? Because this is the work, guys, because we are incrementally raising in vibration, and that higher vibration will become our default, but it requires a little something of us. It requires some personal practice. Whether you do the personal practice moment to moment, or you have kind of like a meditation personal practice, say in the morning or the evening, what's required is that you make a bridge from your highest self to your new high vibration. So it's kind of like a bridging process of energies. So we have to keep practicing the high vibration to sustain and embody it. So to go to a high frequency, I wouldn't say it's super easy, but you can visit it with ease, with facilitation and stuff. But the hard part and the work comes in these meat suits, that we start to bring the vibration into every cell, into every organ, into every brain cell, and let it infiltrate all our thoughts, feelings, emotions, chakras. And when the high vibration goes there, it's kind of like cleaning out the dirty turkey pan after Thanksgiving. Like here comes the water and the high vibration, and it mixes with all the gunk, right? The density. And sometimes that water has to get dirty before it starts to really become clean again, or the pan has to come clean again. So the analogy of the dirty turkey pan. So you've got like high vibration and higher consciousness coming in, source energy coming in like the water. And it's mixing with all your humanness and all the density you've collected. And the water meets the density. And then we can't tell what's what. The water gets really dirty. We're like, what just happened to source energy? Well, it's mixing around and it's moving stuff out. So eventually that density moves, the water becomes clear again, and guess what? The pan is clean. Your body becomes clean, becomes more pure, and can hold the higher frequency, can hold the water, the clean water, without it getting dirty. So that's kind of like a little analogy. So what do? We got to keep practicing, because if you just mixed the high frequency, the source energy, with the dirty turkey pan, what would happen? And you did nothing else. It would just kind of sit there, and eventually it would sink into the density, and it would just wouldn't really become clean, right? Not that the density's dirty, but so that's kind of a funny analogy, but to sustain something, we need to tune into that higher frequency every day and practice it. So you can practice it moment to moment. Like if sitting down in a long meditation isn't your thing, then just make sure like every 5 to 10 minutes, you're like, oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, there it is. Or, tune in. A teacher that I tune into often is Sat Shri, and he really recommends 45 minutes a day. Work your way up to that. Half hour, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. But he recommends 45 minutes because it takes 20 minutes just to kind of settle. And then all of a sudden, after 20 minutes, it's like, oh, there it is. It's like this embodiment process happens. And it kind of really gets into every cell and into your being, and you just start to be it all day long. So it really is a remembering process. And, you walk over the bridge after the meditation to the higher frequency, and you're like, oh, let's play here today. So you can look at it as the turkey dish and the water, or you can look at it as a bridge. So whatever analogy works for you. I really love meditating. I love sitting still. I love when the higher frequency I'm working with just infiltrates my whole beingness. Today that happened, and I'm working with a really high frequency that just made my whole lower back tingle, and just, oh my goodness, it was so luscious. That just made all the overwhelm that I've been feeling the past few days just it just dissolved. And that's the bridge. So when you meditate or you take that moment to really sensate and feel that higher frequency and make a choice to walk across the bridge to be that high frequency. So frequencies are all doing this, right? Okay. So when you raise your frequency, it's not like you've arrived and it's only upward from there. No, it's like you've raised your frequency, and then if there's some old karma or an old trigger that you haven't worked with yet, released, or in some way, your vibration will go down. You got to work it up, down, down. And hopefully it does this. You're up here, and it goes down, goes up, and go out like this, okay? And you keep going up. So how do you sustain it? I really recommend sitting with yourself, sitting in meditation. And if that doesn't work, get out into nature. Start quieting your mind, doing some toning. Now, if I love spontaneous singing from my highest frequency, to do that, what you do is say, tuning in to my highest self, all right? And just toning from there, just simply Om or Ah, whatever you want to do. But toning is super powerful because it's just a vehicle to bring in the higher frequency in that sound wave, and it starts just washing over you, okay? And it creates that bridge. So meditation, toning, walks outside, okay, communing with a tree. And another one would be just breathe. Breathe deep into the belly. Feel yourself breathing in and out, and really focus on the high frequency that you have visited before, whether it was at a yoga practice or a sound practice, whatever it was for you. Make sure you make a somatic marker to remember it, so that when you do the breathing practice, that you can remember what it feels like, that sensation of a high vibration. And make sure you visit it every day consciously. Because if you do not visit your high frequency consciously and make a mark to be it, sustain it, embody it every day, it just starts to come down. And then sometimes you need some extra support, which is no problem. That's what I do for people personally. I do sound alignment through sound sessions. I do Marconic no-touch sessions to help people raise their vibration back up and just help them, because maybe it's gotten so low they're just like, wow, I can't get over this little hump, or maybe they've reached a plateau. But, and you can definitely do it yourself. Meditate, breathe, tone, commune with a tree. All these, do it every day to make that bridge to sustain your higher vibration. And it doesn't matter what level or what vibration you're at. Even Sat Shri, who supposedly is an ascended being, an awakened person, he meditates twice a day for like, an hour a day each time. So it doesn't matter where you are on the path, on the ascension path. Every being requires experiences to sustain their higher frequency. Access bars is another one that I do that helps people release kind of the dense electromagnetic energy out of the neurons. That helps them raise their vibration back up. So there's lots of ways that people can assist you, and you can also do it on your own as well. If you have any questions about sustaining a high vibration today, please put them in the comments. I'd love to continue the conversation. I'd love for my experience to pass it on to you, and I'd love for you to pass your experiences on to us. We are remembering our greatness here together. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being part of the High Vibe Tribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.